Green, blue, and green, that's what we rock. On top, right with us. Glad to hear y'all dropped in. On top, slide with us. Walt and Dave get locked in, and let's go.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dave, and it's Walt, and it's Hawk Talk. What's happening? How you doing, Walt?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm good, man. So the last text I got from you is you were going to be coming in hot from Mom's birthday.
Yeah, my mom's birthday is today. We had a little early dinner.
All right.
And yeah, it was out in Arcadia, so we had to get back, from I guess from the west side there to get back over here. And then my birthday is actually tomorrow, so her birthday's day before mine. So we kind of back-to-back birthdays. Yeah.
Nice. Well, thanks for the reminder. So I can send you a happy birthday.
Yeah, there you go.
And so Pete just tossed everybody in. So we got repping the 12s this week is Gavin Ross coming straight from. Okay, I thought you were coming in from Scotland, but where are you coming in from?
I'm coming in from the northeast of England, just about an hour away from Scotland.
Yeah, but coming in from England with a Scottish accent. Right? Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then repping our former players is my buddy Tyrone Rogers. Ty, how you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm doing good. Sorry for the drop call earlier.
That's all right. Hey, that's how we roll. We come in, out. Pete throws me in, throws me out. We just make it happen. As long as you see your picture up there, Ty, you can talk. That's
okay.
That's it. And then if you disappear, we'll bring you back in, because we're all football players. We don't know nothing about AI technology, but we get together and we talk about football. We talk about Seahawks football, and we talk about what we're doing in our lives. And that's what we were just talking about. Walt and hanging out with Mom. And how old are you going to be tomorrow, Walt?
I'm gonna be 39.
Oh, almost.
Creeping up. Yeah.
Almost.
Man, he's still a baby.
I know.
Hey, he still can do burpees.
Well, I burp all the time.
He can do burpees. So
Yeah. Walt's still fit. I remember. I don't remember my 40th. I remember about half of my 40th, but that was a good time. And you got you gotta celebrate it. And speaking of celebrations, Walt, your birthday's tomorrow. Over this weekend, I got married.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and you guys all know. Well, Gavin, you haven't met my wife, Anne Marie, and I'll tell you what, she is, my biggest cheerleader. She's it's been a great 4 years, and I'm stupid for letting it go so long. But life keeps lifing, and when you try to plan something big, and then we start changing things, and even keeping it simple, then life kept popping up. And I thought, this is dumb. You just got to do it. And literally, it was Tuesday. Went down, got the marriage certificate, and said, we're doing it Saturday, no matter if it's 110 degrees, and it was 110 degrees, and we and we did it anyways. Yeah. And she looked gorgeous, and there she is. Yeah. I mean, how lucky am I? You know what I mean? So,
hey, I also knew one thing, that you had to close the deal fast because you run out of money, paying her the payments to stay with you,
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, I was running out of money and good looks, so I figured. I better close this deal.
Close that deal quick before she.
I know.
Hey, your trade-in value was going down, so you had to hurry up.
I was on the downward slope. Hey, and the other thing is she was about to go get a new set of glasses, so that's not good either. Yeah. We don't want her to see the real thing.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I'm blessed, and it was a great weekend, and Gavin, it's great that you can hop on with us at 3 a.m.
Yes, correct. Yes, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So so how far are you, or in any proximity to Wembley Stadium?
Oh, I'm going to say about maybe 5, maybe 6 hour train
Oh,
ride.
Okay.
oh, so you're not even close.
No,
Oh,
not
okay.
at all.
You know, we were just talking about your countries are as close together as our states, but it's still a bit of a hike. You know, hey, have either one of you, Walt or Ty, had a chance to play in Wembley Stadium?
No,
No.
no.
You guys weren't traveling
No.
there yet? Yeah. So after my stint with the Seahawks, I played in the World League and was able to play against the London Monarchs there in Wembley Stadium. And I'll tell you what a treat that was. You know, they had all the soccer chants kind of going, but towards football, but being on that historic stadium and field and hearing all the melodic things going on, and yeah, it was a pretty awesome experience. But
Oh yeah, the fan base there, like if they go out the route for something, it's crazy.
yeah. So
I was there for a few events, and it's just they just love to be outside. Just
McGavin,
Definitely.
what do you eat there?
oh, then let me
What?
let me
Yeah.
answer that one. Let me answer that.
Wait,
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me answer
everyone,
that.
hey, Ty,
I gotta answer that.
Ty,
Coming from American part. Oh my goodness, the meat is unbelievable. Everything.
really? It's
Their
boiled.
sausage.
It's boiled.
I don't care how it's cooked. It's better than ours.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now their pastry is a little different because they don't use that many artificial things.
Yeah.
It's truly homemade,
Yeah.
and even their McDonald's is better than ours.
So, hey guys, wait. You see Tyrone? You can see his face. His handle on Instagram is 4x Slim. So if anyone's going to test the food, it's gonna be my man Ty. Well, you know what? I I just couldn't enjoy it. They have chips with everything, which is fries. Chips with
Yes, yes.
breakfast, chips with lunch, chips with dinner,
Yeah.
and then I don't know. I didn't have the same experience as you did, Ty, but um, I did
No,
enjoy.
I mean, I agree. I mean, you can't go wrong with some bangers and mash, though. I mean,
What?
bangers and mash is pretty good, though. I
It
mean,
is?
yeah, for sure.
Gavin,
Yeah,
is it
fish
good?
and chips.
Yes.
I mean, fish and chips,
I'd
classic
say,
staple.
yeah, with gravy. Yeah.
Yeah, with
Well, with
gravy. Yeah,
gravy.
Nice beef
Well,
gravy
everything's
over the
good with
top
gravy,
with
bro.
mashed
yeah,
potatoes and sausages.
yeah.
Another good food to try is haggis.
Yo.
Haggis. No, I've heard about some
Yeah.
haggis here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, lovely stuff. Lovely stuff.
The
All right. So now we've worked through the food portion of our show,
London,
and let's
the
talk. Let's talk.
Jamaican quarters.
Oh, Tyrone's still talking about food.
Hey, it's a food show. Hey,
Hey, it's a food show. It's a food show. Well, you can't get big without eating.
yeah.
Indeed,
It's
brother.
true.
Hey, okay. Hey, so Walt never got really big because he's a DB.
Yeah,
Ty, what's the not necessarily playing weight? What's the biggest you've been?
Oh, the biggest I've been is 330. And that's
Okay.
just like out of shape 330. Playing weight, the biggest I ever played at was 295.
Okay.
I always had to be an odd number for me. So I always try to make sure I was at an odd weight. The last number. It's just in my head. But then the lowest I ever played coming in the league, I was 257 playing
Wow.
D tackle.
Wow. Wow.
yeah. It's like
Yeah,
So yeah, so
real light.
my rookie year was about Chuck wanted us all coming in pretty light. I was about 295, I think. But my last year in Montreal was 360. But it's just stupid big. I was in a 40 waist. I was actually in really good shape at 360. But anyhow, all right. Yeah, you're right. you can't get big without eating. And so, like I said, we've worked through the food portion. Let's talk some Seahawk football. So, Gavin, you're out there in Scotland / England / over there. How did you become a Seahawks fan? When did that happen? And talk to us about it.
Well, okay, so when I was younger, got into American football to start with, or kind of got a liking to it when Scotland had a team called the Scottish Claymores.
Yes.
Don't know. Yeah, you remember them?
Was that
Yeah,
the World
yeah.
League of Was that the World League of American Football or the NFL Europe?
Yeah, I think they were NFL Europe because you've got like
Yeah.
the Frankfurt Galaxy and all them.
Yes.
I think they only were about for a few years, and I think they disbanded the team. And then when it was about 2012 or something, my first time in the States was Seattle. So I thought if I'm going to follow any football team, it'll be the place where I visited first. And then since then, I've been a fan, kind of just growing better and better as like in knowledge over the years, like getting more in depth. So I enjoy it.
I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious. The name of the team was the Claymores, because I mean, if you follow like Ireland and the IRA and all the fighting, isn't that what Ireland and Scotland does? They just bomb each other.
No, it's about the Irish and the Scottish love each other.
Oh, they do.
And we get all yes, you do.
Okay, who's the IRA bomb?
It's England. It's the England.
Oh, the IRA bombs England. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, we have food.
The more you know.
Yeah, we have food. We have history. We have geography. Now, this is a well-rounded show. And at some point we'll talk about the Seahawks. But actually, one thing I would like to talk about. We all know camps come up. Have any of you guys seen Hard Knocks yet?
No,
Yeah, I watched it.
Yet.
I watched it last week. I think it was the first weekend or first day of camp. I watched it. I was like, oh damn. But this is usually usually I don't keep up with football this time of the year. I'm really too busy. But I had a chance to sit down and caught it. It's great that they're bringing light on that. We have one of the best facilities in the NFL.
Crazy.
There's no player. I don't think there's any other team that you can get on a boat and drive to practice.
Right.
And dock it right there. So it's seeing the Hawks and the birds flying by and the boats going by while they're practicing, and then at the beginning of every year, as you know, we get the flybys with the Navy, to come by and
the Blue Angels, yeah.
The Blue Angels. I mean, that every year that was like exciting to me. Just to have them go down do a low fly for us, just for us, is unbelievable.
So Ty, when you were there, were you at that facility?
Oh heck no.
We
were above the old college.
Okay,
remember the college
so
over in Kirkland?
You were the same place. You're the same place I was. That little dinky old college in the. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that rinky-dink gym.
Yes. That gym where you just walk in and walk out. So quick.
Yeah. Hey, look at that! Hey, look at that thin guy, Tyrell. Look at that thin guy.
Hey, that's when I was 260.
260 right there?
Wow.
260, yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's you'll never see that Ty again.
Oh no. Hey, that's why I got a lot of pictures. I got pictures of abs and everything. So even when I forget that I had abs, I got pictures of them.
Yeah,
nice.
They were there.
Yeah.
At 300, seems like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine all went up in a fire. I don't have pictures. We didn't have cell phones. We had Polaroids. So I don't have anything to prove anything. So you just have to trust me. But Yeah, so and of course, Walt, you were at that new facility, man. It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
We go back there for the alumni game and get a chance to hang out there for a couple of days, and and see the weight room and see the facilities and how well the guys are taken care of. And of course, that's all due to
Yeah.
the former owners, that really stepped up and made all that happen. But there's nothing like it.
Oh yeah, it's a special practice facility in place. I mean, you just getting to practice right there by the water. You're pretty much you're lakeside right there. It's very unique experience. It does get cold in the winter though, because you get that breeze off the water there. But I mean, outside of that though, I mean, the summer.
I don't think you're getting a whole lot of sympathy, brother.
Yeah, no. I mean, the summer's training camp. I mean, it's the best place to have a training camp. In the world, most likely.
Hey, Gavin, have you had a chance to go see that facility in your travels over there when you've been over to Seattle?
No, not at all. But it's by the sound of things, I would like to go and see it. It sounds really smart and beautiful. Like,
yeah, it is something. And we've one way or another, the three of us have had opportunities to see multiple programs and facilities all over the country, and it's tough to beat, that's for sure. And you know what, guys, I don't know about, of course, I'm older than everybody. Actually, I'm probably older than everybody's been on this show except for Steve Largent. I think Steve and Jim Zorn are the two guys that are older than me that have been on the show. But every time I hear Hard Knocks, even from the time it started, I just kept thinking Chuck Knox, because there was nobody harder than Chuck Knox. And so when I hear the show Hard Knocks, I'm like, finally Seattle's going to be on it. And I haven't watched it yet, but I'm looking to tune in and take a look at it, because I'm sure it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean they really show, I would say, today's camp. Well, our days back in the day, we didn't have. I think Flores started practice over twice. Literally, that, and just boom, cut the clock, start it all over, and let's go. So, not when I was there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no such thing as shells, right, Ty?
Oh,
There's no shells practice. No, it's pants, everything, and full go both. And then the third was walkthrough after second meeting. Yeah, and of course we're kind of half in the bag because we went and had pizza and beer after dinner. So
right,
my rookie year was
through third practice.
My rookie year was the last year they did the 2-a-days. That was the last 2-a-days.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep, that was the last time. And then everything it became to like the second practice was like a walkthrough practice. I mean, it was just walkthrough. I mean, it was very watered down.
Gavin, are you familiar with what we're talking about 2-a-days and camp?
I'm not familiar with it. I know what he's kind of covering camp, but the walkthroughs, I would assume that you're walking through the plays and talking out. Yeah.
So back when Ty and I played, we and I guess a little bit with Walter. I know it started to curtail because I know there were some shell practices in there, but we would go 2 full practices, 2 hours each a day during for about 2 or 3 months during camp, as we got through. I think we had 4 preseason games, at least 4. I know we had at least 4.
We started 4. We started 4 too.
We might have had 5 then. No, I don't know. Whatever it was, it just wasn't good. So Gavin, we're waxing nostalgia and trying to explain to everybody how easy these guys. Well, they don't have it easy. You know what's amazing, guys? I don't know if you've been watching how many injuries are popping up.
Right.
In these simple practices, guys are going down for the season. I mean, I'm not talking about like Seattle. I'm just talking about across the league.
Yeah.
ACLs. I never understood in offensive lineman how you tear a tricep. But a big name went down O lineman with a torn tricep.
Yeah, that's just they say the different training, but it's just a fluke accident. You
Yeah.
know, back when we played, and now really the athletes now are, I think, are trained more strategic than we were. We went in this brutally, this worked out till you couldn't come out of the gym. So
Yes. Yes.
now they have different angles, this and that, the rubber bands and everything else. And so I think they train smarter now, but these injuries, it's just a part of football. It's just,
Yeah.
you know,
You say smarter, but you're right. Is different, but um, I can't help but just keep watching each year, and it seems like the more they try to protect us, the more guys are getting hurt. I see it. It seems to be on the concussions, and maybe it's just the awareness. Maybe it's that doggone blue tent. But it just, to me, it just seems like I see a bunch of knees, I see ankles, I see muscle pulls, like not like when we played. I guys certainly got hurt, but it just seems like injuries are so much more prevalent. I don't know if you've noticed that.
yeah, I have. But the like the bicep and the pulls, definitely the ACLs.
Yeah.
Them are injuries. The injuries that I think if we go back and check the percentages, it's about the same when we played, and then now with things like that. It's just odd to hear about a bicep being pulled. There you go, there you go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. We don't need no more guns in the army. We got them right there.
I had to throw it out there, man. Hey, yeah, at 62, they're still locked and loaded.
There you go.
Hey,
Yeah.
Gavin, when you're watching, as a fan, what are your thoughts? Watching the NFL and the injuries and things of that nature versus say some of the other sports that maybe you're more accustomed to, like soccer, rugby, and those types of things. Is it a noticeable difference? What are your thoughts?
Um, well, football, soccer, I mean, that's got a lot of the injuries are kind of, I would say, sprains and not good knocks and stuff like that. But
And fake, and fake.
with the magic sponge, you know what I mean? The magic sponge cures all. But what do you call it? Like the likes of rugby, well, they only just wear a gum shield and that, so they take good, decent knocks and that. So when injuries happen there, they kind of go through the sort of similar process, especially when it's concussions, and where they've got to be out and tested and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the NFL, yeah, I would say, even though you've got all that padding in, some of the hits that you see, like they look for pretty, like decent hits.
Yes.
And then when the guys get injuries and stuff like that, it's understandable. Your body's taking a good knock in all the time, and you're putting your body under a lot of stress and
Yeah.
tension.
Well, I'll tell you,
So
I was one of my favorite little things I did for a short period. It was actually when I turned 18 and I was heading out to San Diego State to go play football. And leaving high school, we put together a rugby side, and a bunch of us, we never played before, and our coach was a scrum half from UCLA, and his name was Albert Carabelli, who ended up being the U.S. Nationals coach. But he coached us as kids, and we went and traveled to Golden Gate and to Santa Barbara and all these tournaments, and we were playing against guys in college. I had, oh my gosh, I played locks, played second row, doing all the lineouts and everything about rugby. I loved. It's football without pads, you know.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, we played against this all Tungan team, and I tell you, I've never got hit so hard in my life because they hit with their heads like they're wearing a helmet, and I thought it broke my jaw. This one guy just crushed me. But I love rugby. I love watching sevens. Ty, have you ever watched rugby sevens?
Yes.
Oh,
And when I
those
was in
kids.
Canada in the CFL, we went and watched a lot of rugby there. That's the first time I really went in person. And then we had our trainers; they were rugby players. We would
Okay.
go and watch them. Oh my goodness! Never played it, but watched it. It was, and
Oh
then
my.
the best part about rugby, afterward you go and have a drink with everybody.
Oh no, the boat races, and the partying and all that. Oh, that is. You've never partied unless you partied with rugby players. I'm just telling you right now.
Yes,
All rules are out the door, and I'll leave it at that because it doesn't get it's not something you want to talk about. It is they put football players to shame. Um, uh,
yes.
but it's an amazing sport, although of sportsmanship. You don't cheer. You don't celebrate a try. You touch the ball down. You just go back. There's not all that celebration. There's no spiking. There's no high fives. It is just a gentleman's sport with a bunch of hitting and spitting and stomping and other stuff. But I loved everything about it. Frankly, it was really a good time. Hey, I'm hoping that we get Walter back on. I saw that he got booted. Hey, Pete, have you heard anything from Walt? Are you with us, Pete?
I have not. No, he hasn't popped back in yet.
Okay. Do
So
you
I
want to
haven't
shoot
heard
him a
anything.
You want
Yeah,
to
I
shoot him a
haven't heard
text to
back yet. Yep.
see if he can make it back in? Because what I'm
Yep.
holding on to is I'm holding on to the list came out for eligible Seahawk players for the 2027 Hall of Fame. So I'd like to get his
Oh yeah.
input. Yeah, because a lot of them are his teammates. So
Yes.
Oh,
what?
great.
Yeah. Well, while we're waiting, Gavin,
Yep.
share with us some of your favorite Seahawk highlights, especially when you were just getting started. Becoming a fan. What are some of the things that drew you into the Seahawks?
Um. Oh God. I would say over the past few years, when I've really started getting right into it, it'd be more. I like the offensive side of things. You know what I mean? I like how it's all the tactical side of things. That's what really kind of got me into it. It's all the planning and stuff like that. And then obviously with Wilson, or it was Russell Wilson
Yeah.
back then. Yeah, so kind of watched them and I've just watched the games, never really kind of, got right into it until the past really few years when the likes of Smith Najigma, Devin
Wow.
Witherspoon, all
Yeah.
them started coming pushing up when the new lot were coming in after, and we were hearing obviously bad seasons and stuff like that. But I kind of stuck with them, and I kind of thought to myself, they'll push through. They just got to find that bite.
Yep.
And then obviously where the coach is getting flipped round, Mike McDonald, first year. It was I kind of understood that he's going to kind of the first year we take a step back and watch what's going on. He concentrated. I think he did the right thing, to be honest, and got the defense up. And then the last year he just sort of worked on the offense. But yeah, I think what really draws me in, I just like the tactical side of things, and where the Seahawks alone, I think the fan base and
Yeah.
it's
The fan base.
I
The fan
love it.
base.
Yeah,
There's nothing like it for sure.
exactly.
Yeah, and I'm an offensive guy, but I can't help but love the defense and what McDonald has done to bring back that. It's great to hear Walt talk about Legion of Boom and
Yeah,
all the similarities of the young roster and all the different stuff that's going on. Very similar to that 2014 Super Bowl championship
yeah,
team to last year's Super Bowl championship team. But an interesting point, and Ty, I don't know if you're aware of this. Going back to Mike McDonald and his successes, whether it be in Baltimore or where he was before, no one has
yeah.
seen a third-year Mike McDonald anything. And then
Really?
he's had 2 years of success, and then he moves on. And I thought that was an interesting thing to bring up. And then this would be like the first time that Mike McDonald's been in this leading capacity with success. And so no one's seen a third-year Mike McDonald. And so it's going to be
Wow.
interesting to see, what he brings you can't bring the same thing because everyone's seen it. So what's it going to look like? Does that
Yeah.
make sense? Is
Well,
that kind
but
of cool or what?
well, Steve, what he put on the field last year, and knowing some great defensive minds of coaches and just coaches period, they have their playbook is like five chapters. So what the team learned last year, there's a whole nother chapter to it that's haven't been added that they're just adding now.
Wow,
So there's
interesting.
another level to it. So with the coaches that like the Jim Lambrights and Capers with the Panthers that have been around, they have different chapters, and this year is one chapter, and they already have another chapter for next year, no matter how
Wow,
well they do this year, and
interesting,
that they just add on.
interesting. I've
So
never heard
so
that.
it yes, so that's what I'm excited to see what chapter what he's going to add on to it.
Indeed. Yeah, and he's got the tools.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like one of those things where you get a little concerned with some of the off seasons and what's going to happen, and do they keep everyone in place? And I'll tell you what, we survived that off season. I think we got stronger. We let go of a few places that I have no qualms about what we let go of,
Right.
and we drafted well. I'm looking forward to seeing this kid at running back. Price. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he's the perfect replacement for K9. And we had Uchenna on a few weeks ago, and Uchenna just spoke so highly of him, saying, "Man, he hits the hole hard, and he doesn't have that fifth gear that K9 had, but he doesn't need it. He makes a
Now
decision. What do you say, Ty?
when you watched Hard Knocks, he has this scat speed that when he hit that gear,
Yeah,
he's in that hole quick,
yeah,
and he it seemed like he has a little bit more spurt to him than last year. So
good,
his all out speed, we didn't couldn't see that, but that first 10-15 yards, once he get out in the open, he lets it loose.
so
He seems really explosive with his size. I
yep,
can't wait to see him
Yeah.
in the preseason and getting hit and exploding on some guys.
yeah. And I think that's going to be a perfect offset to Charbonnet, which Charbonnet isn't nifty. Charbonnet is off tackle, hit the hole, and get your 4 yards, and then a few more if something happens.
Mm.
But I think that's going to be a perfect combination, just like we have with K9. K9 is a little bit different dynamic, but hopefully that the price will be a little bit more uh, healthy. The K9. I always watch. I was watching Walker. He would put himself in precarious situations. Does that make sense? Like he would twist and turn and then look for another 2 yards or do something. And I'm looking at his ankles and his knees, and whenever it was like you saw him get hurt because he was just
Yeah,
doing just a little too much each
Hmm.
time, and putting himself in a situation that made him susceptible to getting hurt. And you gotta love his drive and effort and all of that. But at least that's what I it was noticeable to me when I was watching him play.
when I seen him, it was more of he was smoother. This young kid now, his cuts are hard,
Yeah.
sharp,
Okay.
um, and his cuts are like you don't. His jukes are just as hard as his cuts that he's making a decision to go.
Nice.
So you really got to make a decision, or you got to sit back. And then if you sit back, then it's going to be too late. So
Yeah.
he's making the defense, make a choice.
Yeah. But he's got that size too when you look at him. At least with the
Eh,
preliminary stuff of what I've seen. He's not a small back.
You know what? That's he seemed a little small to me, but
Uh,
size doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah.
You're not going to have the Marshawn Lynch's out there. Like there's no other Marshawn Lynch, but
yeah.
you're not going to have that size anymore. So there's backs that's his size that has just the same amount of heart.
Right. So, hey, Pete, I don't know if we're going to get Walt back, but I want to. I actually I'd like to start getting through this. So the list came out, and I don't know what the complete list is, but I do have the list of Seahawks that are eligible based on their retirement dates and other qualifications. So I don't know. What I don't know is on this list is if they're being considered or if they're just eligible. So we can go through this pretty quick because there's a couple on here that I think that. So Coach Mike Holmgren, did you play for Holmgren, Ty?
No, I
Okay,
know of him. I know him. I think he should be there.
you do. Well, but is that based on his Seahawk prowess or his Green Bay prowess or overall accomplishments?
Well, you know what? I'm judging him different. I'm judging what kind of person that he is with the players. He's a players coach,
Okay, and
and you know,
Gavin,
and that's his record too.
yeah,
Yeah, his record. But he's a players coach, not a fan. The fans couldn't, you know, how some coaches are pushed by fans on who they're going to play and how they're going to play them. He has his own plan. He go out there and do it. And he knew how to motivate the players.
yeah. All right, now Gavin, are you familiar with Coach Holmgren, or is that before
No,
you
I
got?
am not.
Okay,
No.
and fair
No.
enough, fair enough. And the next person on this list is a guy that I've gotten to know. He is such a great man of faith, but man, on the field he was phenomenal as well, and that's Sean Alexander. Um,
Oh,
yeah, I mean, led the league in scoring one year. Wasn't he the league MVP as well one season, or the
yeah.
offensive MVP? You know, but did he have enough a career that he had some great seasons, but did he have enough to be able to warrant a Hall of Fame bid? And I'm going to ask you, Ty, what do you think about that?
He's going to fall under that northwest of not knowing,
Mm-hmm.
because they don't know that what he did and the work he put in,
Mm-hmm.
because he was just doing it without the recognition of the rest of the league.
Yeah.
He strapped it on every day. He'd come out and do a wham block for somebody else to get all the hype and glory. He'd do this and that. He played special teams. He did everything.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna fall under the dark cloud of a lot of people not knowing him.
Well, and plus he
But
wasn't, and I don't remember, during his tenure how much success Seattle had.
we didn't have a lot.
Yeah.
We were always knocking on the door. So that's what's going to bring out. If he doesn't get in, that'll be the reason why. It's
Yeah.
not about what his numbers are, and what he did. I met him once or twice. I really don't know him personally, but just watching him and my friends that knew him and played with him, everyone said the same thing. A workhorse, you couldn't, count on anybody else. And
It was
then,
funny.
as a team player,
It's funny. At our last Super Bowl, we were heading to an event together, and he had an entourage with him. And I said, Sean, so you got the kids with you? And he looked around, he goes, about half. And there was like 6 or 7. So Gavin, I don't know if you know this, Sean Alexander, I think, has 14 kids. Yeah. And I'm telling you, he is just a legit dude. I have gotten to know him just through the first time I spoke at the Super Bowl, a Super Bowl event. He came up and greeted me and said, thank you for your testimony and thank you for sharing. I was so nervous sharing it in front of him because there was a lot of people in the audience that I spoke to. My fiance at the time was one of them. First time she ever heard me speak and hear my story, and she still married me. So it tells you the kind of woman she is. But Sean Alexander greeted me with that, and I didn't expect it. And like I said, it's the first time I really got to hang out with him. and I keep running into him at every Super Bowl, and but it was funny when he says, I got half of the kids with me. There's about 7 of them.
Well enough.
But hey,
Yeah,
and Ty, I don't know if you know this, but we had Max Strong on the show, and
and I play with Max Strong, and they're basically cut from the same cloth.
yes, well he
Hard
left. I
nosed.
mean, he's the one that made it happen for Sean.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
was really funny is that Pete's been flashing up our producer Pete has been flashing up pictures of people we're talking about, and I had found a picture of Mac carrying the football, and Mac goes, "Where'd you get that picture? That's like the third time that he goes. I only carried the ball like 4 times or something." They never
Yeah,
gave me
he,
the
he he
ball.
would he would say that, but he was a fullback, running back, special team specialist, and all around team player. And it's I can't even say enough about Mac. He's just
Another
strong
great
is
human.
this. Yes, I mean,
Yeah.
period. And then you try to take him on. Oh my God, we would just love watching special teams on Monday. It was just to see who he's going to run over.
He's gonna
You
destroy it.
know,
Hey,
yeah,
Gavin,
it's just
before I forget, there's somebody you have to say hello to. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
Rosie.
Yeah, say hello to her because she says she's gonna be watching, and she gave you a shout out. So,
All
Rosie's a
right,
great
Rosie.
supporter amongst a lot of other people. But
Yep.
and so yeah, make sure you say hi to Rosie, and she's looking forward to seeing you again. I don't know when that's gonna be, but um, all right. Another running back. Another running back. We've already talked about him. Marshawn Lynch.
okay.
You know the personality. We know the personality. We know the Skittles. We know he makes us laugh. I mean, he is one of the greatest football personalities. I think post career even, but everybody loves him. He played a lot of years. Does he? But statistically, and does he pass the bar to be considered for Hall of Fame? Wait, do you have any thoughts on that, Gavin? Do you have any? Are you familiar with Marshawn,
Yeah.
right, in the Hall of
Yeah,
Fame?
yeah.
What are your thoughts about Marshawn Lynch making the Hall of Fame?
I would like to see him do that. I think he does deserve it. But and yeah, but because he's really popular as well, like you said, you
Right.
know what I mean. That's going to go with him as well. I think, which is good. And yeah, I think he does deserve it. But
Yeah. See, there's a lot of popular players. Well, another one that comes to mind to me is like Icky Woods and Icky Shovel. Very popular player, but unfortunately, Hall of Fame is just statistically driven and
yeah,
successful. Unfortunately, there's a lot of really good players that never had any success and have a hard time making the Hall of Fame because they never made it to the Super Bowl or never won a Super Bowl. So, Ty, what do you think about our buddy Marshawn?
All right, the numbers he has it. I mean, his I don't know the stats, but his yards per carry he has it. His explosiveness is changing the whole narrative of a running back his size being that fast and still being powerful. Changed it. Okay, he went back to the old school 80s 90s running back. His mentality crazy. Um, so I believe he has the numbers to do it. He has the charisma to do it. But then his realness that defies NFL. And I'm just being truthful.
yeah,
If I was with my vote, yeah, definitely he's in.
Yeah.
But being realistically, uh, the people who's you know they want
I'm,
everybody
I'm
to
hearing
to
you.
have Yeah, I'm trying to keep your show on, so
I
I don't
know,
want to say the
man.
wrong thing. So,
Bro, I'm hearing you because hey, every 12 loves him to death, and if you say anything negative about him, you're excommunicated, and rightfully so because
right,
he is
but
lovable. I
no,
will tell you,
but I'm just speaking on watching him play.
yeah,
I've met him and did a few things with him um, outside of football or outside of like NFL and some charity things with him and his organization, that the things he does. So this character is different, but his character uh, toward the NFL light is different. He's only going to do it his way.
yeah.
So
Hey, but
so that's where the negative votes will come for him. He's only going to do it his way.
I'll tell you one thing: nobody can argue. One of the greatest runs in NFL history, Beastquake against New Orleans. One of the greatest
Yeah,
runs in NFL history. The number of cats he ran over and through and over and then through and then I mean it was I get chills just thinking about it because that is one human. I mean, just willing his way, and so can a player make it on one run? I mean, it'll be in NFL history forever.
right.
So yeah, I think
He's
he's
the
going to be a
only he's the
borderline.
only running back. He's the only running back that's even close to Earl Campbell.
Just style of run, right? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
this
Just
this
you
this
go,
brutally will and power. That's it.
yeah,
Aggression.
yep. All right. So the next three. I don't know if they're gonna, like when you draft on each other, like in racing, you kind of draft on each other, but they're all three Legion of Boom. So just that defensive backfield in and of itself is legendary, and that should be almost a Hall of Fame just entity, a name just like the Steel Curtain or the Purple People Eaters. I mean, there's just certain
Right.
groups that define the NFL, and the Legion of Boom is one of them. So we'll start with, geez, I don't know, I mean, they're all the. So let's start with Earl Thomas. Let's start with Earl Thomas. What, Gavin? Do you know? Are you familiar with Earl Thomas and what he did?
Uh, yeah, I'm familiar with. Like I said, that was probably when I really started getting into it. Earl Thomas and all that. I do know them, but I don't know much about
The
their stats.
statistics. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I understand. I understand. And I've only gotten to know him lately, and we did some events together, and had such a great time with him, and he was so giving of his time. But Ty, what are your thoughts on Earl Thomas as just the individual making the Hall of Fame?
I don't know him personally, but watching him, they were part of the knockout crew.
Yeah,
You got one that's going to just take the ball all the time, and you got other ones that's going to put you out. You got the two of them that's anywhere they're close. The receivers are watching them. And it's,
right.
they don't want to get touched by them. So I don't know what these other Seahawks are going to put him down because of that but I think he should be in there. I mean,
So
really, any defensive player that did what he did, I think they should be in there.
yeah, so yeah, that's the point, and I was thinking too. You're exactly right. Is that they're so they're it's almost like diluted. There's so many stars in that defensive backfield that it's hard to define. Like one, Kenny Lott. Everyone knows that was one dude just killing everybody, right? Kenny Easley, that was one dude just killing everybody. When you
Right,
have four guys killing everybody, it dilutes the individual's performance, which is what the Hall of Fame is all about. Is
right.
that individual's performance and contribution to the team and all of that. And unfortunately, I think like an Earl Thomas, everyone knows. I mean, he was a baller. But then the next person on the list, Cam Chancellor. Well,
So
well,
and that's what I'm saying. So the way they played is that they like it seemed like if Chancellor got a great hit. Then the other one say, you know what? They were happy that he got a good hit. And then when somebody else got a hit, they came over and they were more happy that the other side got a hit. So they celebrated each other hits more like it was theirs. So it's so hard to say who's going to come ahead.
Yeah. I think Earl and Cam were very similar in their styles. I mean, I'm telling you, if you caught a ball across the middle against the Hawks, you're one of those two cats is going to decapitate you. I mean, that's just what it was.
Well,
But but Cam was known, Bam Bam Cam and all of that. It just, um, but did he have a Hall of Fame career?
you know what? They back then, we used to call it, death zone. We can't say that now because it's like it doesn't go with NFL image. But
Yeah.
they recreated the death zone. You come in that area behind the linebackers all the way to the end zone. That's their death zone. And so you
Yeah.
come in through there, you're gonna pay the ticket. You got to pay the piper.
And it's
And
almost, I don't know that a group would ever be inducted into the Hall of Fame as a group. But if
right now,
it were ever to happen, it would have to be Legion of Boom. It's almost like it's
yes,
one
definitely
player. It
right.
almost it's hard to define each individual, except for this other one who was a standout because he's sitting on the corner. He's sitting on the corner one, and that was Richard Sherman.
And that's what I'm saying when I said you got two that's knocking you out, and you
Yeah,
got one that's just gonna come over and this take the ball. He's always there. He was the Deion Sanders of that era. He's just
yeah,
gonna take the ball every time. Bam! He
yeah,
knew it. He had the speed for it. He had the knowledge. He knew every play that was going on. So he was a student of the game, and he had the skill to back it up. So while they were knocking everybody, and then he wasn't afraid to hit. So I don't
nope,
want to get away from his hidden ability, but he was known for basically taking every ball.
yeah. Yeah, and I think when it all boils down to of that list, I think there's unfortunately I think there's knocks on everybody in that list. I don't think there's a clear person other than maybe Mike Holmgren, just because of his success with multiple teams as a career. We're looking at each of these other individuals as their time with the Seahawks because that's where they spent most of their time. Um,
Right.
and so I think Holmgren is probably the one I would anticipate that's going to be entered as a coach, just because, like you mentioned, Ty, his overall record with two different organizations. I think his Super Bowl run with Green Bay and what they did, and um, you know, it did well with Seattle. Um, yeah, I don't. Unfortunately, I just don't see one that I could say is going to be a clear inductee, especially not first ballot. I think some of them might get around, especially our Legion of Boom guys, just because everyone knows Legion of Boom. They'll stick around, and inevitably one or two will probably get in. Um, but that's my humble opinion. Hey, if you're watching the show, feel free to chime in. I don't get a chance to really watch the remarks while we're doing the show, but I go through after and try to acknowledge. And I'll tell you what, it's another way for you guys to hop on the show with us. We go through it, we scrub our list to see who's watching, and we invite you, just like Gavin was referred to us by Rosie, knowing that he's over there in northern England with his Scottish accent, cheering on the Hawks. And you know what? And joining us at 3 a.m. his time. Appreciate you, brother, and being
No,
being a
I
12.
appreciated
Being
being invited.
Yeah, being a 12, man, just hanging out with us, talking Seahawks football. Ty, tell everybody what you're doing right now. I know you do a number of things, and how is and I don't know, maybe if it's over, but with Snoop's Special Stars and the kids that you work with, how's that going?
It's going great. We just had our last game last Saturday. It was wonderful. We switched it up just for the last game, and we went all out. We called it like a little all-star game, and pushed the kids to another level. We created the Snoop Special Stars for all special need. I call them kids, but it's from age 5 to The oldest kid I think was maybe 35 this year.
Mm-hmm.
And all we had one kid with the wheelchair. We have kids. We don't turn anybody away. We have the football players and cheerleaders. So we just go out and have fun, and that's everything else is boring compared to that. We had one kid. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's been with us. We've been doing this for 9 years. He's been with us for the last 7 years, and he was very low to no verbal. And off air, I tell you who it is because you remember the kid from coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And last week was the first time he ever spoke to me.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's
First time ever.
awesome. That's
And we were practicing on catching, and I was like, have your hands up, and then he said yes, hands up, and I just stopped, and I was like, and I'd like just start looking around for his parents, and I waved them out, and they ran out like something was wrong. I said, do you know he just talked? They said, yeah, he did, and I was like, yeah, he just talked to me. And they were like, wow. And so it was like it's like getting $1 million signing bonus.
indeed.
So everything else is regular work. My company here there, but most important is being out with the kids. I couldn't coach. I don't have the. I always say I can't be a coach because I don't have the special touch for coach. But being with these kids, then I can be with them any day.
Yeah, and I will
Yeah.
tell you that does take a special touch. And one thing I'll share with you too, Ty, and I've told you, the one year that Anne-Marie and I both were coming out each week, and of course I was working on the field with you, and then Anne-Marie taking her cheerleader skills and working with the cheerleaders. I wish it weren't an hour each way. We'd be out there every year. It's just
Right.
unfortunately it's just we can't commit to it. The one thing I would never want to do is commit to something and then the kids always, hey, where's Coach D? Where's Coach D? Well, he can only come one. You know what I mean? Because you know how those kids get.
Right.
They get attached
Oh
and
yeah,
they
they
look
look for you.
for
They look for you.
indeed. But I will tell you, Anne Marie and I talk about it every single year, and it's like she loved those cheerleader kids. And she get, she go home and she's telling me about each one of them and what they're wearing and their personalities and and what they were doing and it is and gosh if you're in an area there's 3 or 4 teams or areas. What is
Uh,
it?
well, we have the LA chapter,
Yeah.
we have Orange County, and we have the IE. So
Okay.
basically, we're looking at anywhere in Los Angeles area, LA County, Orange County, and then we have out in Riverside County. Do we have chapters? And so each chapter has at least 5 teams, and then during the season we play each other every weekend. And
Yeah.
then we have we keep them busy. So we have a Halloween party, which is also our banquet, and then we have the Snoop Bowl in Arizona, and now we play against another team it's called Mikey's League. It's a special need flag football organization in Phoenix, and we play that weekend of the Snoop Bowl that's in Tucson. So,
Now, would that be Super Bowl? Would that be Super Bowl week again, or
no, it's called Snoop Bowl.
okay?
That is a college game, but they have is played on January 2nd every year.
Oh, really?
Um, yeah, so he bought a bowl out in Tucson, so it's called the Snoop Bowl. Um, and then we're trying to do it again this year. Usually Super Bowl we have a camp for special needs.
Yes.
So we're gonna try to. Last year it didn't work out, so we couldn't get everything down. But then we'll have a camp, and we usually get organization with special needs kids and bring them in from that city.
Uh, That's awesome. Hey, and anybody listening, all you 12s, I know how much you love getting involved with the things that we're doing. If you want more information about what Ty's doing with Snoop Special Stars and getting involved, just reach out to us at Hawk Talk 12. Reach out to us in Messenger. Leave me the information, and I'll make sure that Ty gets it. And that's in the L.A. County, Orange County. It's out towards Cypress, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, Cypress. So it's like a North Orange County, and then in the Inland Empire out towards Riverside. And anybody wants to get involved, always looking for volunteers. Always looking for quality volunteers that want to work with those kids and commit to them because they love it. I will tell you what, watching them celebrate their touchdowns, because every one of them, once they score, they have to have a celebration. And I'll tell you, they
Yes.
can't wait to celebrate. It just makes you, yeah, it's a heartfelt deal to get involved with. Gavin, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you.
No, it was
I don't know if you stayed up or if you got up, but whatever you did, appreciate you coming and hanging out with us for an
no,
hour.
I just enjoyed it. Enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.
Of course, brother.
Mhm.
And then are you gonna be watching the preseason game? We got Dallas coming up.
Definitely, definitely. I'm
All
making
right.
sure I'm up for that early night on us. Early night, get up for the game. You know what I mean?
There we go. There we go.
Hey, and just so everybody knows, guys, we had the most killer watch party last year. We started with about 45 people at Bruno's. And by the end of the season, we were at 300, maxing it out. We went undefeated from the time we moved it from the previous place, the Goose. Oh gosh, what was the name of it? The Goose place in Newport. Um, they just didn't. They weren't big enough to hold us. We moved it to Bruno's, and we went undefeated at Bruno's. And the last 4 or 5 games, we were 300, just crazy Seahawk fans having a blast. We're gonna be back at Bruno's Saturday, 5 o'clock for the preseason game against the Cowboys. Come hang out with us. Ty, if I don't know if you can make it,
Oh
but
yeah. And let's talk about Bruno's hamburgers. Oh my goodness. They were going back to food again.
there we
Bruno's
go.
food is unbelievable. So the drinks, yes, that's gonna be good, but their
Yes,
food and the service there, the people, everybody who works there,
oh,
you know,
and
I go back.
good. Well,
Just
you're
without
invited, so you better come back, and then we always have former players join us. I might even have my buddy Matt Vanderbeek, who won a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys, come give us the adversarial side of things, and his tri-tip, he brews it there. He cooks it outside on a huge barbecue, and he takes great pride in his tri-tip. And like I said, the food there is great, the service is great, and it's huge. Tons of TVs and a lot of Seahawks fans. So anyhow, everybody, thanks for joining us. We'll see everybody next week. We're slated to have Cliff Averill join us next week, so stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, go Hawks.
Go
There we
Hawks.
go. Go Hawks.